The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On second down, Cook. Oh, heck of a move. Man. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Now a first down throw. Watson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. This is caught at the 20. And he's going to get this down inside of Green Bay's 15-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 46 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Green the line! Green the line! Tiger!
Watson on first down. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Tiger!
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. The kick by Carlson is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They fake the give. Now Rodgers toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 42 yards. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
First carry now for Jordan Howard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Excellent effort defensively by him. 2 tackles for a loss last week, now 1 here in the first quarter.
He's an absolute disruptor, isn't he? And I think most offenses would love to go against guys who just want to hold the point of attack and try and keep things clean for their linebackers. But when they make those moves and they can get upfield past the offensive line.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
They start the drive with Cook. And he takes this across the 15 to the 17. Tackle made there by Nick Perry.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Yeah, he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
The return of Cook, a big boost to this Viking offense. Here's 1st and 10. On first down, Watson. Dancing to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Watson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And this one's incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back, the intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined. But sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down. Threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, second quarterback. Now the Packers get set to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, Kamara. Kamara's got the first down and then some. He's got a convoy and he might be gone. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
That's fielded in the end zone. Spinning past him. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. leverage guys, win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Give. This is Cook. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9, and it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Off of play action, it's Watson. And incomplete here on 3rd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. This is Howard on 2nd down. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. On the check down, he finds Kamara. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Hey, where y'all going?
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Got a man. It's Breshad Perriman. First target, first catch, and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they see right through that defensively. as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Danielle Hunter in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. On play action, it's Rodgers. And an alley to run. And he slides to avoid the hit. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on 1st down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off. Not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down. Makes it manageable now.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he's got his tight end, Njoku. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. So 1:55 to go in the 1st half. More from Minneapolis after this. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. To throw, it's Rodgers. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
He's going to get it running right. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle him up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to slip through.
Now it's Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. That will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny. We had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator. And what did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, but that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
And now out comes Minnesota. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. First down, here's the run with Cook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On 1st and 10, Watson going deep for Diggs. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
Well, sometimes those cliches really come true, don't they? When they talk about it takes all 11 to play good defense. We've seen that in this ball game. I think the secondary has to be singled out, though. They are in the presence of every receiver whenever the ball's thrown. And this one, they help force another incompletion.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, Watson. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Here's Watson throwing on first down. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And he knocks it through. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Hey, check 26.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he comes back with one complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Kamara's got the 1st down and then some. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. So we have reached halftime here in a good one. 10-10 is our score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. It's Everson Griffin who made the tackle.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Try to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And a great move again. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. A big play there, an even 90 yards. And the Vikings are going to take the lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Carlson now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at the 34. Rodgers now operating from the gun. Steps away to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. And now out comes Minnesota. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Come back, come back. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. And Cook has it, left side. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Watson. That's caught. It's Malone. Finding room to the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Tiger, tiger, tiger. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
From the red zone now, Watson. That is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Watson now going to throw again. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it 3rd down. A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down. Again, it's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. It will give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara, and able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Tackle made there by Travon Howard.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Box it, box it, box it, box it.
They run it again with Kamara. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down. They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On first, they go right back to Howard. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Rodgers now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10.
Hey, check 26.
Operating from the gun, Rodgers. A look over the middle, and he's got Perriman. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Rodgers now 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Now he's flushed out left. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Well, my initial thought was that maybe he was just trying to blindly throw this one away, and maybe he was. But he's going to get away with it because as he tried to throw it over the left sideline there's a receiver right there in the area. so no grounding call.
The Packers on third down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 7. On play action. Now Rodgers. A loss of 8 on the play, and it brings up 4th. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10.
We got three, fellas. We got three. Richmond.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Klein. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 49 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. Space to run past the 20. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. Well, clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit him over the top.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. From the gun, here's Watson. And is it a touchdown? No signal. No, they say incomplete. He was trying to get it to Josh Malone. That'll bring up 2nd down. They get it to him running left. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to it.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Carlson now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Everson Griffin in there to get him for a loss of 5. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. It's a big play that time for the Packers. And even 50 yards. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Now he'll escape to his left. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And they will eventually get him. Down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Breshad Perriman, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers have cut it back within a score. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
That's fielded in the end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. And remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Come back, come back. Black 22. Black 22.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches.
Tiger, Tiger, Tiger.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. After the run, Watson going to throw. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 14 yards that time for number 14.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. And Watson's going to throw it here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trust in his quarterback and trust in his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I know a lot of people won't like the draw called in that situation, but every now and then that pops big. In this case, it didn't happen.
He'll look to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 12 yards there as they move the chains. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. He's back to throw. Going left side, it's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pick up there at 20 yards. Back to throw. And an alley to run. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. With 2 seconds left in regulation, this to force overtime. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through, and that's going to tie the ball game at 27-all. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a good return up past the 30, but was it aided by an illegal block or a hold? Let's see. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Danielle Hunter able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Probably thinking they got to be careful not to force anything here in overtime. This is 3rd and a mile right now. Now Rodgers. He's going to look deep down. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one,
What's that on that beat?